Welcome back to Phoenix. This is the first day back from our little extended vacation. I did take a lot of footage, the travel up there and the travel back, and there's some good footage there. We visited Dayton and Carson and walked around and looked at a few buildings, so we got a little bit of footage of that, but times are changing. Nothing's staying the same. A lot going on in the news over the weekend. I was listening to this, or not listening, I was watching this thing of the whole Georgia trial for Trump with Fani Willis, or whatever her name is, and all the corruption that's going on there. Apparently they had the phone records while these people were on the stand claiming that they never were together at the time of her being in this condo, but now, even when they were questioning them, they had the phone records proving that they have plenty of evidence of them texting back and forth in possibly the White House. That would mean you have the current administration actively going after, with proof, because a lot of people are like, yeah, of course. Don't you see it? Of course I do, but proof is in the pudding, right? And those phone records, I'm very interested in the phone records, because that will matter to a lot of people. What are your thoughts about that? Leave it in the comments below. However, during that whole news cycle this weekend, I got to spend some time with a good friend of mine I'd never met before, but we had spent hours upon hours upon hours over the last 10 to 12 years communicating back and forth. I do have some videos coming up of that. I hope you guys look forward to it. I know I'm looking forward to putting it all together. Both me and my wife were taking videos, so I had to put it all together, see what I can use, see what I have to edit out for, prosperity, and I feel better for making that trip. I got a lot of great advice. I love getting advice. I don't always use the advice, but I appreciate the advice. And even though I might not use it, doesn't mean it's not. There's only so much you can do, There's only so much gear I can buy. There's only so much work I can physically do. However, from the advice that I was given this weekend, I do think that I'm not going to straight up buy a piece of land, or we're thinking about moving. I think I'm going to rent for a while. I don't know if I'll rent for a full year, but I'll rent for a while. It should make the entire move a little bit easier too. Not so locked into any one place, which might be a good thing with with everything going on. Hey, there's a protest going on. What are you all protesting? Man, oh, I have no idea. I'm gonna have to check that out on my way back. They're protesting outside the Cheesecake Factory. Crazy times, crazy times. I hope y'all are staying safe out there, keeping your head on a swivel, making sure you got a plan. What are you gonna do if the power goes out? I mean, we got thunderstorms, snowstorms. How many times has the power gone out with a natural disaster? What's your plans for when the power goes out? What happens if the cell service goes down? How are you gonna get in contact with your loved ones? Do you have a plan in place to meet them if you're not able to get back? Look at Katrina, how many families were separated and couldn't find each other for quite a while. Get a plan in place for these eventual scenarios, because it matters, right? You don't do it for any other reason other than natural disasters, then you're still doing a good job. In fact, maybe go camping. Ain't nothing better than going to camp to tell you exactly where you're lacking in what you need in order to survive if anything, the grid is compromised, whether it be power or phone service. But I learned a lot this weekend. Learned an absolute butt ton. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to implement, due to finances and situations and all that kind of stuff, but the knowledge is there, and I encourage everybody to have a plan in place for as many scenarios as you can comprehend. keep you and your family and your loved ones safe. And maybe even reach out to those who are around you, your neighbors, and the people in your neighborhood, because we're all a big part of a community, whether you want to be a part of that community or not. There's plenty of people on my block I absolutely do not want to talk to, but I do. I know my next door neighbor. I don't really like him. I hate talking to him, but I know what he's got. I know what he's capable of, both good and bad. So this mountain up here on the left is Camelback Mountain. Y'all see it a little bit when I'm doing my walking videos from a distance. I'm thinking before I head out of Arizona, I want to climb that. Now, I'm a PH patient, pulmonary hypertension. People with my condition have a hard time walking 6 minutes. I can do far more than that for right now. Eventually, maybe not. But right now, I can. And that, climbing that mountain, Camelback Mountain, taking a picture on the top of that, I'm going to put that in the Pulmonary Hypertension Facebook group. And that'll just be a personal thing. Because I think I think I've climbed it once when I was a kid. And I didn't like it, obviously, because I was really overweight. But they got hiking trails all the way up there. So it's not like it's a hard climb. Get on top of that, take a picture. That'd be amazing. Never allowing myself to sit still, and that's difficult for me because I've had a lot of history of sitting still. But now is not the time to sit still anymore. Now is the time to get stuff done, get ready for any possible scenario. A lot going on right now. Lucid car chargers. Welcome to the Fashion Square Mall, Scottsdale, Arizona. I gotta go in here today to get a phone cord for the wife's iPhone. There's an Apple store in the Fashion Square. Gonna overpay like a motherfucker for it. Yeah, there's where you buy the Lucid car. More electric cars. And right in front of us is the Apple store. Oh, this is the engines in it. Electric drive unit. Okay, that's the engine, huh? That's pretty small. There's the charging system. The air battery. Ooh. That's cool. Oh man, check it. Are those all 18650s? Cool. Alright, getting out of the Fashion Square Mall in Scottsdale. I used to love coming here as a kid. Back in the 90s. All I want to do is get out of it now. Wow, it's so overpriced and so hoity-toity. Alright, I'm out of here. $20 later, finally got a charging cord for the wife's iPhone. I would have loved to gone somewhere else, but this is kind of convenient since I'm going to another store to get some food items that she likes a lot, and I like it a lot too. But oh, it's just funny reminiscing every time I come here. Like it was a whole other life ago. Seems like, you know, crazy how the world has changed and the times have changed in just such a short period of time. Looks like I'm going up and not down, so I already made a mistake. Yeah, that's apartment complex right there. Something else, huh? Imagine how much it costs to lease that for a month. Oh my goodness, probably quite a bit. There's the Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale. You get all your high dollar vehicle needs, I guess. So while I was in that Apple store, there were people trying out that Apple Vision. Look ridiculous. People way too tied into their technology, in my opinion. Right? too tied into it. What happens if it doesn't work? Spending your money on things like that are good for a year or so, and then they go away. And I'm as guilty as anybody. I bought myself a Note 4 when it first came out because it was like the first thing. Well, it was the first phone that you could hook up to a VR headset. There was it was the Oculus Rift, and you put your phone in front of it, and I used that to watch virtual reality movies, and it was really cool because you were in a movie theater watching a movie in virtual reality, and you could play any movie you had downloaded on it. So I had a 3D movie on it. I think it was Transformers that was in 3D, and I was able to watch it in 3D in virtual reality. That shit was cool. I geeked out over that. But where is that now? The hundreds of dollars that I spent. It's in the trash because it's outdated. Meanwhile, things that I bought for the same amount of money that are more real, still around to this day. So be careful how much money you invest in this technology, because it becomes obsolete and it becomes worthless. It's fun to play with sometimes, but that's what she said. But really, what I'm looking to spend my money on these days are things that are going to last the test of time. Right? Stuff that is valuable today and will be valuable tomorrow. Not something that it might be fun today and gone tomorrow. Sure, I'll play around with it, but spend thousands and thousands of dollars on it. No, those days for me are over. So I just got it out of the grocery store in, what's in Scottsdale, but it's really close to Scottsdale. It's really nice. Fry's or Sam's or Kroger's or whatever you want to call it, but really nice. And I like to go there sometimes because they usually have more than what I'm looking for. And everybody there coughing, sneezing. They got people wearing masks and freaking out over hand sanitizer and stuff. All I can think of is, man, don't shit on me. I wanted to tell you all and encourage any of you out there to plan for the inevitable. Sometime the power will go out. Sometime the internet will go out. Sometimes the phone service will go out. And this happens all the time. So have those plans in place. Start coming up with scenarios. What happens if this happens? What are you going to do if? That should be the question you ask yourself, and then try to plan accordingly. Get advice from people you respect, or wherever you get your advice from. But I want to thank you all for watching this one. God bless you, and I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for giving a crap about me and my story, and I give a crap about you and your guys' story too. So I just wanted to tell you how much I love every one of y'all. Be safe. Keep that family close. Watch out for the government. And live free. I love that song.